to be successful in this 90-day challenge.
Excuse me, Coach Dan.
I'm
Yes.
thinking I did it, doctor. Nope, it didn't take. Wait, I'm trying to record you.
It's recorded.
Okay, I see it. It's on.
Can you make Dr. Roz, were you trying, did you want her to do something else?
No, yeah, no, that was it, sir. That was it.
But I don't see it recording. You see it recording?
I see it recording.
Okay, then take it away.
All right. And so the idea is that this tracking sheet is just that. It is a tracker. You make money by doing the work, and getting points is just the indication of the work that you're doing. And so that's what this is. And it helps to put you on pace. Like one of the individuals that I work with said they were at about 400 from last week. I said, then that means we have more work that we have to do. So we utilize that number as a gauge to determine how much more activity that we have to do in order to become successful. And then we were able to identify the areas by which we were not as active in that we need to increase. And that's how you want to look at this tracking sheet. The points that you're gaining is really for you. It's not for us. The points that you're getting is telling yourself whether or not you're putting in the necessary work so that it can work and so that you can be successful. We're not grading you on your points as it pertains to this tracking sheet, as much as we're grading you and as much as you should be grading yourself on the results you get for doing the work that's on the tracking sheet. That being said, let's go to team building and sponsoring. I'm going to go line by line, and I'll probably spend about 30 seconds or so in each line to make certain that we have enough time to get to our next call. So talk to 10 new people today. If you're a full-time person, you get 20 points for talking to 10 new people. Talk to 5 new people today. If you consider a serious part-time person, you get 10 points. We're ignoring number 2, talk to 2 new people a day part-time. We should be doing that if you wasn't in a 90-day challenge. But if you do, it's right there, it's 5 points. You give yourself 5 points. Personally enroll a new full crown jewel dispensary. So you bring somebody on board, you're going to receive 10 points. Personally enroll a new starter pack. So that's 4 points. A prospect, that means someone you're talking to, watch the videos that you sent, or they join one of the Zoom parties that either A, you created, or B, a corporate Zoom party. You get 2 points for that. Follow up with a prospect and collect a decision, whether it's yes or no. The fact that you followed up, asked them, what did you like the most about what you heard? Ask them, where would you like to start as a customer or as a dispensary owner, and wait for that decision. If you do that, you get 4 points. Do a sales training with a new dispensary owner. What does that mean? That means that you bring on a new dispensary owner, and within that 48 hours, if we're following the system, we do a sales academy training. We do a sales academy training. And if you do that, that will be 5 points. Now, someone may say, well, what if I don't personally do the sales?
Wait, Coach Dan. Okay, Dan.
I'm here. You muted me?
Unmute you. I muted everybody, so I wanted you. Okay.
All right. So let's go back to do a sales training with a new dispensary owner. It's 5 points. Whether you do it personally or you bring them into a group setting where it's being done, but as long as you're facilitating one of your new dispensary owners and assuring that they are going through the sales training academy, you get points for that. Help your new dispensary owner do a grand opening. You get 10 points for that. Host or attend a local calling party with your team. That's 7 points for that.
Can we stop right there?
Absolutely.
The points for this particular one is not for them going to the event, but for them having guests.
Where are you at? Which one are you talking?
For attend a weekly corporate event.
No,
they-
I'm not there yet.
I'm sorry, dear.
I'm on host or attend a local calling call.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah, with your team. That's 7. Do a 3-way call or a 3-way Zoom with your upline. You get 5 points for that. Obtain a referral from an uninterested prospect. So that means, how do you know that they're uninterested? Because you went through the process, you followed up with them, they gave you a decision that said they're uninterested, and you asked for 3 referrals or 5 referrals for somebody that you know that may need, that is having health challenges, anxiety challenges, and or that's looking to earn extra income.
Excuse me, Coach Dan,
Yes, ma'am.
you don't have the most recent one because there's one right before that one. After you do a 3-way call, Phyllis gave you points, but the one who receives the 3-way call, the person who has to do it for them and the person that receives it both get points.
Sorry about that, Dan. That's my fault. I pulled up an old sheet.
No problem. Thank you, Coach Ross. Now, register for the next major corporate event. Well, when we talk about corporate events, the major corporate event, we just had one which is similar like the wellness corporate event, and Phyllis can interject and make modifications as she see fit. But the next one that we have during our challenge is coming up. I believe is it the April event, or we got one before that, Ms. Phyllis?
We were also given points for this for any corporate event that we have. So the next one would be tonight at 8 o'clock. Those calls.
I'm sorry, that's the weekly corporate event.
Okay, so the next, the 420 weekend.
Exactly. So the points, the major corporate event that we're having is 420 weekend. That's you get 10 points. But to attend a weekly corporate event, that's where you get 4 points. And we're saying in this particular case, we want you to have a new prospect that is attending that one of our weekly corporate events. And you guys know we do Wakana weekly, so we have something going on just about every day.
And they can get 4 points for every person that they have.
Absolutely.
Like if they got 5 guests, that's 20 points.
That's 20 points. And then do an accountability call with a team member. So you get 2 points for that. So if you have a team member and you do an accountability call to check in with them, you're going to get 2 points. Complete a training on the Wakana Success Academy. That's any training. Complete it, you get 5 points for that. Okay? That's under the team building and sponsor.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do an accountability call with a team member. Is that the team of 10 or your downline team? Which, or either or?
So I would say either or. The goal here again is to do an accountability call.
Okay.
To make yourself accountable to someone or to be accountable for someone.
You know what, Dan? And for this exercise, I think it should be the massive action group only, simply because we're trying to do something. We have goals in the massive action group. And I think, and you guys can make your own decision, but I think at least 5 days, 5 minutes a day, just to see where that person is, you and that accountability partner, you all should be meeting daily of at least 5 minutes just to compare so that they can support, they can encourage, or they can call you on maybe your lack of activity. But I think that's a short call every day. That's my opinion.
I like it. And I'm totally fine with making that modification. So for this, the accountability call is with the team member that's within the 90-day massive action. Let's go to retail and customer acquisition. Enroll a new customer. Now, let's be clear. And what I probably should have typed there is enroll a new paying customer, because some may say, well, I enrolled a new customer, but what was really done is we set up a customer account. But setting up a customer account without them actually placing an order is not considered enrolling a new customer. So set the account up and then enroll and let them buy something. And at the point that they buy something and you receive that little email that say you got a new customer, and it show you that they actually paid something, that's enrolling a new customer. Obtain 3 referrals from an existing customer. You get 5 points for that. So that means that's someone that's already buying, keyword buying from you, and they give you referrals, at least 3. You get 5 points for that. Why do we want you to do that? Because if they're already existing customer, they love the products, and it's simple. Do you have 3 people that you know that will enjoy the benefits from the products just as you're enjoying, that I can call, and then they'll go from there. Customer does a testimony or a Facebook Live. Customer does a testimony or a Facebook Live. So that means a customer provides for you a testimonial on their Facebook page or on your Facebook page, or they even go so far as saying, hey, I'm customer Slewfoot and my foot was swollen and I took some gummies and got the inflammation out my foot. I totally recommend that you use this product. Something like that. That's what we mean when we say that. Prospect watched or listened to a product presentation. So a prospect, that means you get 2 points for a prospect. They're not an existing customer, but you're trying to get them to become a customer, and they listen to or watch information that you present on product. That's 2 points for that. Host a product focused Zoom.
Can I ask a question there?
Sure.
So if I'm doing a live and I have 5 people that watch that live and commented, is that 2 for each of them?
Well, a prospect could be considered a warm lead. That means someone that is familiar with what you're doing and is actively listening to your presentation. Opposed to me just saying, hey, you guys, I'm getting ready to do this Facebook Live on CBD product, and I may get 5 or 6 or 10 people pop in, and then they may comment and pop right back out. A prospect is somebody that I may say, hey, listen, and in this case, we're talking about customers. So let's focus exclusively on customers. For me, a prospect is, hey, I hear you have back pain. I'd like to share some information with you that may help your back pain. Oh, really? Yes, we have XYZ. That's a qualified prospect that has a potential to go in their pocket right in that moment and buy. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Host a product-focused Zoom party, 8 points. Now, the key is, and the reason why it was capitalized is sometimes it's easy, sometimes we should just focus on that product. And this Zoom party is just about how our products can help you live a healthier life. Everything is about that. And if you want at the very end to say, if you're interested in learning how you could help, whatever the case is, you could do that. But for this point, if you host a product-focused Zoom party, you get 8 points. If you mail out a sample, you get 2 points. But if you hand out a product sample and collect contact information, you get 5. It's a little different. If you market, or really, that's why I put in parentheses, sell a product, you get 7 points. Like I sold a gummy, I sold a pre-roll the other day. So I would have gave myself 7 points. Let's go to social media. Comment on 10 friends' posts that are not in Wakanda. And what we're doing is when you comment on someone else's post, not only it activates you to see what's happening on their feed line, but that level of engagement begins to allow them to see what's going on with yours. Comment on 5 Facebook Lives. So you go to 5 Facebook Lives and you may just comment on it. Send a private voice message to all the friends with birthdays. Why are we saying do that? It builds relationship. It makes the next call more about your product or your business more palatable. And if they haven't heard from you for 20 years, but you actually say, hey, happy birthday, and leave it alone. And then next thing you know, you call them up again. That's why we're doing that. But that's kind of low value, so that's 1 point. Delete 5 friends you do not engage with on Facebook. And I'll go back to the one I missed. Delete 5 friends you do not engage with. Add 5 to 10 new people to your Facebook friends list. You get points for that. Post an interactive post. Now that's number 3. So what could be considered an interactive post? A post that asks a question. A post that may do a survey. Something where you're getting the individuals to engage in some form of dialogue. Do a Facebook Live for at least 10 minutes. You get 10 points for that. Post a product-related curiosity post. Get 3. Hey, you guys, I was struggling with sleep. And I took a gummy that had CBD in it and it helped me go to sleep. Has anyone else ever tried that? And I'm just throwing stuff out there, just give you something to think about. Post a business opportunity related curiosity post. Post about family, recipes, and positive current events. Now, if you post about a recipe, I will not post about any recipe without talking about infusing CBD in it. It's a conversation starter. Post a motivational quote. 3 points for that. Why? You're building relationship with your social media audience. And the only way you can build a relationship with your social media audience is if you are actively engaged on social media about various topics and subjects. Post a motivational quote. Join a new Facebook group and make a post. So identify what your interests are. Right now, our company represents probably 7 multi-billion-dollar industries. We represent the hair care industry. We represent skin industry. We represent the weight loss industry. So to me, I would go and join Facebook groups and different type of social media groups that are directly related to one of those 7 or more multi-billion-dollar industries that you're in. And I won't go and join that group and immediately start talking about what it is I'm doing, but I'll join that group and get to build a relationship with them and then move from there. You get 5 points for that. Comment on a post in a Facebook group. You get 2 points for that. So now the last one is personal development and training. Read at least 5 affirmations out loud 3 times. Why do we want you to do that? Because we want you to begin to confess with your mouth what you're believing in your heart. so that you can become one with him. Tom Brady last night created history again. And one of the things in one of the interviews about Tom Brady, he said that every time he snapped the ball, he tells himself, he talks to himself, and he makes like 4 to 5 affirmations within those matter of seconds when he snaps the ball. Every snap, he is reaffirming that he's going to get the right read, he's going to make the right pass, and he's doing it quickly in his head. Every snap, he makes those affirmations. That's what you want to do. Read or listen to a book for 30 minutes. For me, every one of us have some form of weakness. Emotional weakness, mental weakness. So we want you to be intentional about personal development. That's what this section is all about. Read or listen to a network marketing training for 30 minutes. Why network? You've heard Phyllis talk about Eric Worre, Phyllis and I. We sat for an entire weekend, almost maybe 12 hours a day, it felt like, Phyllis?
Yep, it was. Not only did it feel like it, it was.
12 hours a day for an entire weekend, sitting in front of a laptop, being trained by some of the greatest network marketing minds in the world. So when we say network marketing training, we're not just talking about the training we provide. We want you to spread your wings for some of the greatest minds in the world. And you could start with Eric Worre. Go through at least 30 minutes of training with the Wakana Success Academy. I think that speaks for itself. Why do we say at least 30 minutes? Because when you do that, going through that particular training, that means you're going to go through at least 3 to 6 videos. Because the average video is between 5 to 10 minutes. Go through, host a team training call. Social webinar, Zoom, that's what we're utilizing. Host a team training. Like right now, you guys are our team leaders for our 90-day massive action challenge. Well, we want you to host a team training call. Just like we're training you, remember, part of our goal is to develop leaders. So we want you to go and train. If any of the team members are not checking in daily and not responding when I reach out to follow up to see how they are doing, how do you suggest I address this with them? Well, there's a couple of things, Crystal, the diamond in the making. This is one of the things that you want to look at. If they're non-responsive to you, it could be maybe that relationship is not there. So perhaps then you identify with someone else that they may have a more intimate relationship with, where they can be responsive. If that don't work, and you're reaching out to them, then you accept, to be honest with you, you accept where they are. And clearly they're not here yet. So you make yourself available when they come, but you're here to push and not pull. Now let me let Coach Dan tell you the difference between the two. When you're pushing, what you're doing is helping someone gain momentum to move forward, and you're both are moving forward together. But when you're having to pull, that means you're slowing up your own momentum and you're not moving forward. And depending on how hard you're pulling, you may be being pulled backwards. So you want to push, you don't want to pull.
And can I just piggyback off of you on that? And as you all as leaders, we want you to be leaders, but we don't want you to, just what he just said, you can't want something for somebody worse than they want it for themselves. So if you see resistance, and maybe they can relate to somebody else, like Coach Dan said, but if that's not the case, you got to keep it moving. I can't reiterate that enough, because that's not, leadership does not mean babysitting. It means setting the example and showing people how to move forward.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's go to the next. Listen to the team mastermind and training call. So we have a couple of different ones, but specifically, we have our 6:30 training on Wednesdays. We have our workout Wednesdays. We have all kind of training calls. We have the calls that we do on Sundays. That's another training call. So anytime you attend one of these training calls, you give yourself 3 points for it. Because the goal, if I'm doing my job right, and this will fall on me, not necessarily Phyllis. If I'm doing my job right, there should never be a time you come to one of these calls and you don't walk away with something that's going to help you be better. That's going to help you grow your business. That's going to help you with your mindset. I told you, I'm here to deal with your mind, your time, and your grind. So I'm here to help you with your mindset, help you deal with how you manage yourself within the time you have, and the grind, how you're working. That's my goal. Are there any, so let's go scroll up a little bit more, Ms. Phyllis, to this. And we're just about, I'm sorry, down. I should have said down.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are at the bottom. Our pace. Weekly points. Yes, it will include the 8 o'clock call. Weekly points. If you're walking, you have 100 points. If you're power walking, it's 175. If you're at a slow jog, you're at 350. If you're jogging, you are at 700. And if you're sprinting, you're at 1,400 points or more. If you, to even remotely, listen to the word I'm gonna use, to remotely maximize this opportunity with a 90-day 15K journey, you should always land between jogging and sprinting and beyond. Always. Because that means that says that you are actively engaging in all 4 areas, all 3 areas, I'm sorry, of this worksheet. And if you're doing that, you should be landing between 700 and 1,400 and above. If you're saying I'm going after the money.
Massive action.
That's massive action.
And you know what? I just don't want us to get hung up on this activity sheet, because we talked about it last night. We're talking about it again today and explaining it. But just the activity sheet just helps you go to the next level. It just gives you what you're doing and you can see it. You can tell yourself, oh yeah, I did just this and this. But when you're tracking it, it really lets you know. So whether you get a point or not, you know if you did something. It's gonna just, and like the personal development and the social media supports you being able to get new customers and new business partners, because you have more confidence. You're saying affirmations, all those things that people, every successful person I know believes in affirmations. You're speaking to yourself for what you want to happen. So those things are just going to make you do the other things that's expected, but just don't get hung up on them. Just do them. No matter how many points it is, just do it, because the point is, if you do it, you'll become better and more confident about what you're doing.
Absolutely. I'll give another example. I had someone today that I was working with. Again, they did, this same person, they did less than 500 points for the week as far as activity sheet. but they actually got about 300 plus points or more in CV for the week. So we noticed they were doing well in the area of product customer acquisition and sales, but they were slacking in new business development and sponsorship. So when we looked at their sheet told us where they were strong at and what they need to improve on. That's what this sheet does. And based on the number, their number said they were over a little bit over a slow jog and they were under jogging. So we knew, okay, next week, I need this to double. And then you look and see where you slacked off at, and you make amends for that as you push forward. That's what this sheet is about. Now, to answer your question, host a team training, does this mean that any team member can host a session? Yes. If there's a team training that you're hosting, yes. The goal is also that you become leaders. So you may not, or someone on your team may not necessarily by name or title be the team leader, but they are doing the work of a leader. Yes, that's what we want to see happen. Those become the rising star. That's the person in the next challenge is going to probably do their own team. Or that's the person in this challenge that's going to reach diamond, going to shine bright like a diamond. And so that's what this is about. Any other questions?
If a person's part-time, then it's 1/2 of the points in each category?
No, the only time where there's a different, where we differentiate part-time and full-time is at the very top when it talks about how many people you talk to that day. Everything else.
So, but a person who's spending like 10 hours a day or 8 hours a day and somebody's spending 4 hours a day, they're supposed to have the same points?
Well, the person that's spending 10 hours a day should have more people that they're talking to than the person that, so he might be able to post, hey, if they do the post a business opportunity related curiosity question, yeah, they get the same amount of points. The only time it differentiates is whether you're doing 10 or 5. It just doesn't seem like the person that is full-time is going to have as many, the person that's part-time is going to have as many points that they can get as the person that's doing 10.
Right, so they should get half of each category then.
No, they should get the same thing, Bev, except number 1 and number 10 and the 5 and the 10.
Okay, what I'm saying, if I'm competing with somebody and they get 1,400
the
points.
competing comes in on the ranks. The competing does not come in on this activity sheet. That's what everybody keeps getting. This activity sheet is for you to track yourself. Now, tell me how many CV you got, how many rank advancements you got. That's where you're going to compete against somebody at.
Because
personally, rank advancements, I'm not going to really compete against somebody who started out at Pearl.
Well, even on CV, this activity sheet, you're not competing with anybody. This is for your personal own self so you can know where you are.
The best way to look at this is this way. You being part-time or full-time is a decision that each individual has to make. At the end of the day, though, there's only one way to diamond. And that one way to diamond is 1 month and 30 within one calendar
month.
100,000 CV within 3 legs.
No. Points earned, not CV.
Yeah, I'm sorry, points earned within 3 legs. I was choking on chicken.
I know, 3 or more legs.
3 or more legs. That's the bottom line. So whether you part-time or full-time, The only way you're going to get to that diamond is if you meet the qualifications. And if you're part-time, we don't cut the qualifications in half. So so it is with this worksheet. Whether you part-time or full-time, we want to see activity, because activity is going to, you increase your activity, you're going to increase your results. And that's what our goal is.
And that's what this sheet is, just so you can personally look and see what I'm doing. How can I improve my own thing? Oh, if I talk to more people. Oh, if I post more things. That's for you. Has nothing to do with winning the money for rank advancement or CV. But you can know if you're not doing what you're supposed to do by having 100 walking points. I mean, so if you don't keep up with it, you don't know that. You can assume it, but you don't know it. But if you do this tracking, you'll say, wow, I only had 100 points for the week. Wow, I'm not really doing what I'm saying I'm gonna do. So Gigi, I mean, Lala, I see you got a question.
I do. I have one in the chat, and I also have another one since this is the topic. Well, it connects me with the topic. But so aside from this tracker, in terms of the new dispensary acquisition, how would it work if I have a new dispensary coming in, but I put them under somebody else?
It doesn't matter. Hey, wait.
That still go to me?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Yes,
it
it does.
is. She gave that person away.
Yeah, that's why I said, let me make sure I understand.
Right.
You brought somebody into the business
Yes,
and you gave them away to
yes,
someone else.
yes.
Then you don't get credit for that. Whoever you gave it away to would get credit.
No, I'm talking about in terms of the challenge.
Okay, so in the challenge, if you gave, so the challenge is that those points are still going to help you rank advance.
I'm not talking about the tracker. I'm talking about the
That's
actual
what I'm
tracker.
talking about. I'm talking about what really counts. You gave that person away, but you gave them away to somebody in your organization. So it's still going to count for your points earned. You understand? Because that's what the contest is on. It's on rank advancement. So if you gave that person away, and I know you gave them to somebody in your organization, then that's still going to count for your points earned, which is what it takes to be for your rank advancement. It wouldn't count for your CV because the only thing you count in CV is the sales that are done on your website. So you still got that person is counting in your rank advancement.
I'm talking about the fact that, you know, when you qualify with the CV, then there's the new dispensary acquisition. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so CV is not talking about dispensary. CV is only the sales that are made on your website by you or your customers. When you get into the packets, those count for points earned, which help you rank advance.
Okay, maybe
so if you get,
I'm under the impression that a portion of this challenge is that if we hit a certain amount of CV in 90 days, then we qualify for new dispensary acquisition part of the competition. That's what I thought.
No.
That's
CV is CV. So let's look at the bottom. I think this is the old sheet. CV is what is done on your website. So you all earn money. Does anybody, this is a whole nother conversation. Maybe we can go over this on, so you can understand, everybody can know where they're going for. Maybe we can explain this Sunday night. CV is one contest, rank advancement is another. You have two ways of doing it. You can do it within the group or you can do it individually. So we'll make that real clear on Sunday night, okay?
okay.
Let me ask this. Are you speaking of the the hemp playbook lead generation, is that what you're talking about when you say that you get qualified for leads?
No, you bringing
Not,
something.
not you. I was I'm trying, because I don't think we answered a question.
I thought a portion of this was that if your team has a collective of 30,000 or 33,000 NCV, then there's also, that is the qualifier to enter you into the new dispensary ownership competition. So there's
Yeah.
no new dispensary ownership.
Again, this is gonna take a explanation, and I want you to understand it, because CV and rank have nothing to do with one another. It's two different contests. So to qualify to win the money, a group has to at least do, what did we say, Dan, 30 or 33,000? I thought it was 30,000 over every month. That's why I'm saying the CV that's happening now, guys got to pick up the pace, because to qualify, you have to at least have 30,000 CV per team. Do you remember that, Dan?
Yes, ma'am, you're right.
Okay, so my point is CV and dispensaries are two different contests.
Okay.
And I would have no problem, because if you have that, if you don't understand that, I want you guys to understand it so you're running for the right thing. But it's 12 minutes before 8, and we have to start this other call.
So can I do this? I want to at least, I know we got to come back and work a little bit with that, but I want to at least address, Crystal had a question about, can we ask our team members to give us their CV at the end of each week so we can monitor our team CV totals? I think that will be, as well as same question for points earned. I think that will be a smart thing to do, because you are in a team competition. And in order to know if your team is pacing well, you got to know what everybody's doing. So Crystal, I think that will be very, very wise. There was another question that said, where would a non-Wakana Zoom on cannabis or CBD information fall in the tracker? I would assume that person is reaching out to learn more information about the industry to make them better in this business. If that is the case, that will fall. I'm trying to scroll and give you the exact, but I don't have.
Where do you want me to go? Back up?
No, back down towards training, at the personal development and training. So that could fall either under read. No, I would say you could put that under a training call if they're on there being trained, or if it's something about network marketing and CBD, it can go there. It really depends on what type of CBD presentation it is. If you're just reading a magazine, or if you're listening to audio on product-based product information, a 3 or 5, it will fall in one of those. We don't have a specific category for it, but I think it should be able to go, either you read something from a network marketing training or listen to a training call.
Hello.
All right. We have to get out of here, you guys.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
This was very helpful, you all.
Thank you. It's 7:50. All right. So our next time where we're coming together for the massive action training is on Sunday night. And then the next time we're coming together for training is Wednesday at 6:30 p.m.
Maybe we can talk about that then, Lala. I forgot about Wednesday night.
Okay. There's some real misinformation going around.
Well, I mean, but it's right there on where's the tracker sheet with the, it's right there on so maybe I'll make sure everybody gets that tracker sheet so that they can understand what the contest is, because it's right there on the tracker sheet. We went over it on a Sunday call, so you can understand how you're going to make your money.
Phyllis, it's Crystal. I think a lot of people weren't making the connection. They just weren't making the connections between CV and PE, which is what our normal goals are. They were just disconnected.
Okay.
Well, we'll connect it and go over.
Yes.
Amen.
Because I missed the first call, so when I became the leader, everybody was telling me this. And then
No, so they didn't understand it if that's what they're telling you. So what we will do is make sure you get the other sheet that has the contest on it, and then you can understand the CV stands alone, whether it's you have an opportunity to win CV individually or as your team, as well as rank advancement. Those are separate things, okay?
And there's
So
different money attached to each one of them. So
Right.
I think once you get that, Ms. Lala, once you get that, it will clear everything up for you, because it is written in black and white, what it takes to advance, what it takes to rank, and what the money is on it.
Phyllis, can the meeting on Wednesday start at 6:15 instead of 6:30?
Dan?
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Okay, so I gotta go, y'all, because I'm the first one up, and this is a new presentation that I've never done before. So you want to stay on? No, I have to even take the Zoom. I'm sorry.
Right, and I'm on that, I'm closing it out, so I'm gonna need your presentation, so we all have to go.
Okay, see you
Good
guys.
night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.